Captain's Log, entry 5782. The stars shimmered with a serene beauty, their light unbothered by the chaos and violence that had come to define our existence. My name is Captain Vryn Karth of the Vesteria flagship of the Kylari fleet. For centuries, my people prided ourselves on being a society of peace and order. We evolved on a stable planet where resources were abundant, predators were few, and collaboration flourished over conflict. This peace shaped our way of life and, perhaps, our weaknesses. When the hive ships descended on the outer systems, we were caught unprepared. These pulsating monstrosities, brimming with drones and bioengineered destruction, tore through our fleets like waves breaking against brittle stone. No negotiation, no mercy, just relentless annihilation. Our tactics, crafted in the spirit of honor and precision, were useless. We marched forward with unity and predictability, only to be dismantled by an enemy that adapted to every move. For every skirmish we lost, the hive seemed to grow stronger. It wasn't until we encountered humanity that we understood just how narrow our perspective had been. The humans were newcomers to the galactic stage, still viewed as an unpredictable anomaly by most established species. When they offered assistance, I was among the many who doubted their capabilities. Their appearance was deceptively small, pale, and lacking the natural armor or weaponry of more imposing species. Yet there was something in their eyes, something that unnerved me. A predator's focus. Commander Reed, the human who became both my greatest ally and my harshest teacher, was quick to identify our problem. "You're trying to fight a war of order against chaos," he said during our first meeting. His tone was calm, his words precise. "The hive isn't a traditional enemy. They don't follow your rules. If you want to survive, you need to learn to fight like us." I asked him what he meant. His answer was a single word that changed everything: ruthlessly. The humans began training our soldiers immediately, though their methods were unlike anything I had ever seen. They called it wolf tactics, inspired by one of their apex predators on Earth. Wolves are pack hunters, Commander Reed explained during a training session. They isolate their prey, exhaust it, and strike where it's weakest, efficient, relentless, and coordinated. Our soldiers struggled at first. Kylari tactics were built on honor, relying on discipline and direct engagement. To abandon those principles felt alien, even sacrilegious. Yet the humans insisted we adapt. I watched as they drilled our Marines in feints, ambushes, and hit-and-run strategies. They encouraged chaos, teaching our forces to become unpredictable and opportunistic. I still remember one particular training exercise vividly. A squad of Kylari Marines was tasked with infiltrating a simulated hive ship. Instead of engaging directly, they used deception to lure the defenders into traps. Diversions scattered the hive drones, isolating them into smaller, more vulnerable groups. Explosives planted in advance cut off escape routes, leaving the drones exposed to swift and decisive strikes. "This is war," Reed said to me afterward, his tone somber. "It's not about fairness or tradition. It's about survival." 2 weeks later, those tactics were tested in real combat. A detachment of Marines, now trained under human instructors, engaged a hive-raiding force near Kalanor 4 for the first time. I witnessed the results of our transformation. The Marines moved with a ferocity and precision I had never seen before. They targeted the hive scouts first, blinding the enemy's coordination. Using the asteroid field to their advantage, they led the drones into narrow passages where carefully placed charges detonated, collapsing pathways and splitting the swarm. "They're faltering," I whispered, hardly daring to believe it. "Predators rely on their senses," Reed said, standing beside me. "Blind them, confuse them, and they're just as vulnerable as anything else. By the end of the engagement, the Hive raiding party was annihilated. For the first time since the war began, we had not only survived, but triumphed. Months passed, and the humans' influence reshaped our military. What began as small victories grew into a series of decisive battles. We became something new, something dangerous. The final confrontation with the Hive was a testament to our evolution. Their main fleet descended upon us in overwhelming numbers, a dark tide against the light of the stars. But this time, we were ready. The battle unfolded like a symphony of chaos. Feints and ambushes crippled their supply lines, while sabotage teams infiltrated their larger vessels, planting explosives and sabotaging critical systems. Our fleets, once rigid and predictable, now moved with the fluidity of a hunting pack. We struck where they were weak, retreated when they advanced, and always stayed one step ahead. When the Hive finally broke, it was not through brute force, but through exhaustion and confusion. Piece by piece, their cohesion unraveled until nothing remained but debris drifting in the void. Years later, I find myself reflecting on those events from the observation deck of the Vesteria. The galaxy is calm once more, though scars remain. Beside me sits Admiral Reed, a glass of Earth's amber-colored liquor in his hand. "You've changed us," I admit, breaking the silence. Reed smiles faintly, his predatory eyes gleaming. "Change is survival, and you've done more than survive, you thrived." He's right, of course, but the story doesn't end there. When a new threat emerged, an aggressive race from another galaxy, it was humanity who stood at the forefront of our defense. They took what they had taught us and built upon it, uniting a fractured galaxy into a single, cohesive force. Their tactics, honed through millennia of survival and struggle, became the foundation of our resistance. Like wolves, we hunted in packs, isolating the invaders and dismantling them with relentless precision. It was humanity's leadership, their ability to adapt and endure, that turned the tide. As I look out at the stars, I see a reflection of Earth's wolves in humanity. Loyal, cunning, and unyielding. They taught us not just how to fight, but how to survive and thrive in a galaxy that rewards neither the weak nor the predictable. Now, we run alongside them, not as students, but as equals. Together, we are the pack that guards the stars.